Do not hate me because I'm too funny for you.
There you go. Beauty captivates. It excites and soothes. It emboldens. And at the same time, beauty hurts. It costs. It's tragic, making a promise it can't keep. And those who fail at achieving the beauty they desire can end up abject, a source of ridicule that exposes beauty's folly not as a rigged game, but as personal debasement. Feminist critiques of the beauty concept argue that beauty basically serves patriarchal control and capitalist exploitation. Those enthralled to beauty, those gendered women in particular, spend their money and time trying to fit some imposed standard that few can actually attain. Meanwhile, some research has found that women preoccupied with beauty activities are more likely to experience body shame, appearance anxiety, reduced flow experiences, and decreased awareness of internal states. From this perspective, beauty is a trap, exploiting women's insecurities and maintaining their disempowerment. It's designed for the enjoyment and profit of anyone but the woman trying to achieve it. Meanwhile, the hegemonic conflation of aesthetic preference with general wellness means few can escape its mandate. In short, while those gendered female are punished if they fail to live up to beauty standards, many beauty practices not only waste the resources a woman could be putting to better use, but may actually damage her psyche and health. These effects are amplified in an almost grotesque way with the normalization of self-commodification. Your personal brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. If you're not a brand, you are a commodity. The stakes of beauty feel higher today. As anthropologist Alexander Edmonds notes, many people have been largely freed from traditional constraints around love, sex, and work, but this new autonomy butts up against a new application of market logic to the individual self. In other words, you no longer have to stay a virgin until you marry the person your parents choose for you to toil together on a farm or work the family trade, but this means you're responsible for getting a job and attracting a romantic mate and life partner yourself. Add on social media, where appeal is boiled down to visuals on a screen, and real-life people are left comparing themselves to photoshopped and filtered virtual composites, panicking and feeling like shit. But the dark side of beauty goes beyond the suffering voluntarily risked and endured by those striving or pining for it. There's also the negative effects on the health of other women, those making your beauty possible. Women around the world remain committed to beauty practices despite their often detrimental effects. But many of these beauty practices require the labor of others, and some argue the marginalized role of beauty work has become a toxic professional ghetto for women who are often new arrivals, lacking protections, and facing labor market restrictions. But economic and racial exploitation is present in many aspects of beauty industry labor, including the ethically problematic sourcing of the products used in contemporary beauty. This is not to mention the damage to animals and ecosystems the beauty industry can cause. Recent ethnography traces the entangled pathways of science, beauty fantasy, and histories of racial and environmental violence through the life of the super popular Retin A. Retin A is a globally successful pharmaceutical product used for cosmetic purposes. It was developed in the 1960s by a dermatologist using experiments on incarcerated people, mostly of color, in Philadelphia. Arthur Kligman said, "All I saw before me were acres of skin. It was like a farmer seeing a fertile field for the first time." His team intended to protect the skin of white soldiers during the chemical war in Vietnam. Today, Retin A has gone global and become not just one of the most successful skincare products, but one of the most successful patents of all time. Now, women frequenting spas in Ho Chi Minh City turn to the product to help make themselves feel beautiful by soothing their skin, which has been adversely affected both by residual wartime environmental contamination and the toxic textile factory environments in which many of them work. This ironic twist seems to perfectly capture the shadow side of beauty. The powers of capitalism and colonialism literally disfigure people who then turn to those same powers to make themselves feel better. But if beauty is an exploitative trap with an ugly underbelly, and those who buy into it are nothing but duped and manipulated victims, why do we find it so hard to resist its allure? Is beauty now totally ugly, or can it still offer the opportunity for healing and positive transformation? You be the judge in the upcoming videos.